Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. So what are you looking at? This is a 2021 Cayenne GTS 4-liter V8 twin turbo and 2021 model year. So for those of you that were wondering why there's nothing out there on how to change the oil on these, it's probably a good reason. Yeah, I don't like to work on these newer cars, but hey, when a family member owns one, you figure it out and you get to learn new stuff. Like, hey, what's the hardest possible place to put the oil filter? Right down there. So, got our brand new oil filter and move the wires to the O2 sensors out of the way. But I'm gonna do this in reverse order. So that's where your oil filter is. Right, we're gonna go in reverse order by putting stuff back on, because all of this stuff, I think I've counted so far 27 fasteners. All of that stuff has to come off the car, and a lot of it is just fit with little tiny rivets, which appear to be breakaway because 2 of them out of the 6 just broke. So little green rivets, whoever the little green rivet manufacturer is going to make a lot of money. Definitely buy yourself some little green rivets. But we're going to go in reverse order. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this guy torqued down, and he's got his torque value on there, 25 Newton meters, just like every other plastic Porsche canister out there. But again, this is the V8. The V6, I think, is set up very similar. You have to take a cross member off, and that's what you're seeing down there. 6 fasteners holding the cross member, but we're going to get that oil filter torqued up, and then we'll keep going. So yeah, if Porsche will do this for under 4 hours, probably just drop it off. All right, we're going to get on with it. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we've got the cross member fitted back on. There are 6 fasteners, 2 shorts and 4 longs. The 4 longs go down, the 2 shorts go forward. So we're gonna get those in there, and then we'll show you what they look like. But so we're at now, not counting the oil filter cover, 6 fasteners just to get. And no, you're not going to get away with taking that cross member off, because see, you can see my blue torque stripe on the filter. That's exactly where the oil filter is. All right, so now we're going to get the oil filter, or the air filter cover, back on. So those 2 things in the back made up with this guy. So I don't know if I can, this is freaking heavy. Sheep shit Batman. So slowly but surely, we're gonna do this with 2 hands, but we're gonna get that back there, and then we're gonna hook up the turbo inlet pipes, and then we'll tighten or put these little rubbers over the inlets here. So lots of work to be done. All right, so for those of you playing along, there's 7 millimeters. All right, so those 2 have to get tightened down. Make sure you got your boot square. This is on the suction side. There's no sensors before it, but Porsche built this whole system for cold air intake. So might as well get all these things lined up. They clip in, you know, it's just just rubber. And then you have to get it to where it will properly fit inside and kind of clip. Look at that, there we go. And then the other part, this is your seal, your body seal. As you can see here, there's like a little line, and there's a cutout for where that little line goes. So it slides in like that. And then same thing on the other side. See how it's not in there right now? Get it slid in there, and now your body seals are theoretically all in the correct spot. So we're gonna put these 2 screws back in, but we've got this guy secured down. Oh, and as you're pulling this thing out, make sure you unclip your oil filler, right? So it slides back in here, just like that, and then it'll click down, and that little, you pull back on that, and you can wiggle this guy up. Got it in, so I'm not taking it back out. So you got a corrugated oil fill hose. So we're sure those will have to be replaced in about 5 years. But overall, I torqued these body bolts to 10 Newton meters because they're M6 threads. So somewhere out there, somebody's probably got the right torque value, but it is not available yet. So we're gonna keep going. We've got the tray, the bottom tray on. We've got the front stuff hooked up, and we reconnected the turbo inlet tubes. So that's where we are so far. Okay, so we've got the air filter reinstalled. This part does come away from this part, but there's no real advantage to it. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you got 4 fasteners that are holding this in, plus these clips. Make sure you have this pulled taut enough or inside this so that the clips will fit over. All right, so I believe, what were we at? 1, 2, 3, same thing on the other side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we count the clips, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 14 little fasteners. Don't forget to unclip this or you'll break this hose, and God only knows if you can even get one of those right now. All right, we're gonna get back on it with the plastics, and we're gonna see how many of those little poppers we can reuse versus do we need to place a quick order. All right, so you start with the front plastic piece, and then the poppers were all reusable. There was one broken tree that it came out like that, so I guess it's first service that it had done. Somebody broke one of the trees, and it's on the actual plastic piece, but luckily there's enough redundancy that it's not a huge deal. So the next step here is putting your hood release back on. If you've spent any time on a Macan or any of the newer stuff, the hood release is oriented towards the driver's side. So I may need 2 hands to do this, but I'll show you what the trick to getting it off. So this little clip, right? This little clip goes in there like that, and it bites onto this, and that's what holds your, the hood release on. So that clip needs to be out of the way, and then it is keyed, right? So there's a wide hole here, there's a wide hole there. So there we go. She just wanted to play hard for the camera. And now we'll take our little clip and we'll insert it in the back side like that. Now it won't come off. So if you're fighting with this guy to get him off, get a little pick, and you just kind of come in here and you just pull out that little square slot. All right, now we're going to put the side ones on, and maybe even the top. Then we'll fill her full of oil. All right, hopefully you watched this far. And one thing I forgot, before you put the side covers on, this is one of these clips. All right, so you basically loosen these clips, if you spin it around, so you can kind of get a finger in there, and see how the head pops up, and then you can pull it straight out. So you push it down. The other one goes on this side. We'll install it and push it down. So who knows how many of those clips will actually be around in about 5 years, but I don't know what would happen. That might rattle around, it might not rattle around, but don't forget those 2 little clips. Okay, so we got both of the side pieces on. The white Christmas trees are the ones that really hold it in. It looks like the green ones just kind of align it. And yeah, they give you a hole here, but there's no hole here or back here. So probably want to keep some of those on hand, kind of like drain plug gaskets. So we're going to use a little bit of Pearl, clean up some of this black plastic. It's all just plastic. And yeah, we'll put the front cover on. But before we put that top cover on, we are going to go ahead and fill her up with oil so we don't make a mess everywhere. That is the infamous tinfoil oil pan. I don't know why they call it the tinfoil oil pan, but that's your oil drain plug. So we set that guy to, I think, 21 foot-pounds with a new crush washer. Crush washer had been reused. So now you put back on this panel, which is carbon fiber plus flocked on the bottom. And there are 2 different size bolts, but there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, I think, fasteners to put that guy on. So we're gonna get that on and get this finished up. All right, well, we've just about got this guy done. The only thing left, put it on the ground, start it up. Again, since this is carbon fiber, I left these 2 bolts in last and put these 2 bolts in first so that this guy wouldn't really flex too much. But there is a little spot back here where it kind of tucks in, and you don't want to break that tab off. A lot of the older Cayennes have a similar setup where that tab is all broken and then things just flop around. So all of those fasteners go back in. Of course, they have to come out, but that is that. So 2021 Cayenne GTS oil change. Thanks for watching. Check us out at BreitWerks.com.